Well, hello there, Libra. It is so good to see you. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So, today we are going to take a look at what the next 3 months has in store for you. So, this is really like an end of 2025 year reading. 2025 is a 9 year, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5 equals 9. So, we are ending a 9 year cycle. And right here at these last 3 months, it really is about allowing ourselves to see what we don't want to take with us in the next 9 years, starting with January of 2026. So it's kind of closing up the lessons of the last 9 years. It's also about taking a good look at what we do, the new seeds that we do want to plant in 2026. So let's see what's coming out for you. Let's jump into this and see what's on the horizon. You have Beaver Spirit, lay a solid foundation. This is a great energy, isn't it? It's also the number 6. Okay, so the number 6 is about victory. Understanding that if you are looking forward to 9 years from now, right? What is it that you would like to have in your life in 9 years? What do you want that life to look like? And allowing yourself to recognize that in order to acquire that, we also have to have a solid foundation. So if there are people or situations in your life, behaviors, mindsets, right, habits that are not allowing you to create a solid foundation for that future dream, it's time to allow yourself to say goodbye to that. And it's saying goodbye in a loving way, but it's allowing yourself to say, I also want to build a solid foundation for my future. It's a little bit about allowing yourself to recognize what helps to create a solid foundation. It's the daily habits that we have, right? The routines that we put into place that help us to be our strongest and healthiest physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual self. Allowing yourself to recognize about what we need to expect from ourselves, what we may need to commit to ourselves about in order to self-actualize our highest potential. And understanding if you build a foundation out of bricks, right, you're going to get a totally different building or future in this case than if you build it out of straw or sand. Allowing yourself to recognize what in your environment now, what in your mindset, your habits, your routines are more like sand rather than bricks. And allowing yourself to say, this is a good time to reassess, right? And to allow yourself to get kind of truthful with yourself and allowing yourself to move forward, to setting, it's almost like getting ready to set those New Year's resolutions, but it's a different set. It's not allowing yourself to set resolutions that are pie in the sky. It's kind of like setting resolutions that help you to build that solid foundation for the dream that you want in the future. Yeah, answering the call. The time is now. In other words, you can't wait. This is a strong energy. And Libra, this is your birthday season, right? So happy birthday. It's kind of like allowing yourself to recognize, what isn't working in my life at this time? What are those situations or things that I find annoying about life right now, right? Whether that's in your health sector, your finance sector, your career, your relationships, what's bothering me, right? Because a lot of times those are the things that we can take a good look at and ask ourselves, what do I need to change? And understanding that people and situations aren't going to change. It's how can I change? What changes do I need to make in order to have more stable relationships, more stable financial stability, more growth in my career or, creative sector? What is it that I need to change in order to have this a better sense of stability so that I can grow? This is the energy of growing, but understanding that if if we're always having to go in, I had this a really 200-year-old house once that I renovated, and it had a terrible foundation. It really and truly did. It was 200 years old. So there was always this work of going under the house and stabilizing the foundation. There was so much time and money put into fixing the foundation so that the house would stay upright. And this is the energy of understanding your world needs to expand. If you're always putting time, energy, love, and money into going back and fixing the foundation, right? Fixing the stability in your life, there's no way you'll have the time, the energy, the love, the resources to expand in your life, to explore new relationships, to travel more, to have more projects or hobbies that you'd like to explore, right? It's kind of like this is a little bit about recognizing perhaps how the last 9 years has been more of an energy of survival when we're constantly having to fix the foundation, our daily routines, our habits, fighting fires, right, in our life. That is survival. That is living in the survival mode. This is the energy of, okay, I'm shoring up the foundation of my life so that I can thrive. I can expand. I can acquire new relationships, new opportunities. Yes, I feel like you are definitely exploring this type of energy at this time. Understanding, do I want another 9 years of the same thing, right? Status quo, of constantly having to put time and money and energy into just keeping life going, right? Shoring up the foundation, fearing that instability is right around the corner. Look at, you have the orphaned energy. This is for October. Allowing yourself to recognize, wow, what changes do I have to make? In the end, what I decided was with that house, it was time to just lift the house, redo the foundation, and put the house back down. Because every time I fixed one foundation pillar, right, it was like then another one would go. And so it was just like, it was truly a financial situation, right? It was kind of like, okay, I'm just going to fix what I have to fix. But in the end, it was the energy of, no, I'm just going to keep pouring money into putting a Band-Aid on things instead of actually going in there and doing the work that is required. I have another friend, and she lives not right on the ocean or anything, actually quite a ways from it, but she lived kind of in an area that flooded, right, down near the coast, but flooded. And she and her husband bought a house, and it was, built in the 1960s, flat on the ground. And the contractor that they hired said, the first thing you need to do is lift the house and put it on, pillars or stilts of some sort, because this area floods. And they were like, well, how much is that going to cost? And he told them, and they were like, no, we don't want to do that. Well, they just spent the next 10 years sandbagging their yard every time, a tropical storm would head their way. Allowing yourself to recognize, are you going to, looking back, my friend said that was the biggest mistake. We should have just put the money into that, because they spent much more money trying to fight floods, right? And protect the house. And the house did flood a couple of times. But understanding, I can continue putting time and energy into shoring up my foundation, or I can just build the foundation, the structure, the habits, the routines. Having people in my life, not to keep dragging on people that I'm putting a lot of time and energy into and not receiving a balanced energy from them, right? This is, okay, the time is now. maybe the last 9 years have been about just putting out those fires. You're understanding, wow, I don't want any more of this, right? Because it only leads to heartbreak. It only leads to an energy of feeling like things continue to end, right? If you don't, this could be with your health. You could be understanding. This 6 is the 6th house of health and wellness, right? Understanding if you don't take good care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you're not going to have the time and energy to put into expanding your life. You're going to constantly have to come back to fixing yourself, right? Resting, relaxing. You're kind of done with that. I feel like you're like, this is, you're understanding. Look, you're understanding 7 of Swords, that you're sabotaging your own happiness. 2 of Cups, right? You're sabotaging it. You're almost like trying to, almost like, I don't want to say trick, but it's kind of like you're not allowing yourself to see how your own actions, okay, your own daily habits, your own sense of foundation in who you are and what you want for yourself, how you're sabotaging that by not having the strong foundation that is needed for your dream. Wow. I mean, I'm a Gemini, so we're fellow air signs, right? And I can see that even in my own life. It's kind of like, are you committing to your dream? Are you committing to the life that you really and truly desire? Or are you at times just thinking that sandy foundation is going to get you where you need to go? I feel like you're understanding, the wheel is turning. It's time to allow yourself to heal. Do the healing, do the deep work, right? Go within, allow yourself. If this is physical healing, it's like, okay, I'm not going to put my head in the sand and pretend that nothing's going on there. I'm going to face my fears. I'm going to face the things that intuitively I know are holding me back from what it is that I really and truly desire. And I'm allowing myself, right, to transform. For some of you, this could even be about recognizing, we have that Gemini energy coming up again. What does my heart truly desire? And understanding, right? It's kind of like, what do I really and truly want? And what do I need to do on a daily basis in order to be that person? For some of you, these could be habits of, right, of wanting to be part of a group, but it's a group that is just kind of like competitive or, just not supportive. Let's put it that way, right? These could be people that like to have a lot of fun, okay, maybe are a lot of fun to be around, but they're also sand. They're not bricks. They're not there for you when you really need them. They're more draining of your energy than anything else. They're friends, but only friends, fair weather friends. They're not the people that you really and truly desire, a soulmate, a small group of people. Maybe instead of having a lot of acquaintances, it's the energy of having just a few people in your life that you can trust, that that you can really open up and share who you are, being authentic to yourself. This is a beautiful energy. Now, we're almost, right, done with Libra season. We're almost halfway through Libra season also. This is the energy of understanding, okay, I want to make some changes in my life, and understanding the people around you are not going to change. The situations are not going to change. If you want something different, you're empowering yourself to make the changes you need to make in order to have the life that you really and truly desire. And I'm telling you, that opportunity comes before the end of the year, because look, you have soulmate and 10 of Cups. This is you understanding this is what I want. This is what I desire. I don't want friends that are fair weather friends. I don't want friends that are here today, gone tomorrow. I don't want friends that drain me, right? This could be family members, coworkers, whatever it is. It's kind of like, no, by December, and I'm kind of skipping to December to let you know that all you have to do is start taking the steps. Look, it says taking steps. This is you understanding I'm taking steps to build the strong foundation that I know I need in order to have what it is my heart truly desires. I'm no longer putting time and energy into raking the sand underneath or patting it down, trying to make it more stable. I'm lifting the house and I'm redoing the foundation. I'm sorry. Maggie has a squeaky toy today. So let's see what November is. I do feel like in November, when you're discovering, look at, you have the discovery here. You're seeing the golden nugget of who you are and what it is that your heart truly desires. You're also allowing yourself to see the truth of where you may need to make some changes. Right? It's kind of like understanding I need to make some changes. And at the end of a year, especially in your birthday season, this could be coming in very strong for you. Here is the truth. It says discovery, right? You're discovering the truth of what's really holding you back, right? You're no longer allowing yourself to be an ostrich with your head in the sand. You're looking at things clearly. You're like, okay, what is working in my life? What is not? Where do I want to be in 9 years? Like maybe even taking some time to yourself to really do some reflection, right? Allowing yourself to really think about it. You have the thinker underneath. Juggling. 2 of Pentacles. I don't want to keep juggling, trying to fix things. I really want to expand my life, right? It was kind of funny with that older home that I had. I kept wanting to decorate the inside, but every time I would start to decorate the inside, there would be another crack in the plaster because the foundation was falling apart, right? Understanding that, I wanted to get to the good stuff, the fun stuff, the decorating, right? And yet at the same time, it was like, no, the money needs to go into the foundation. I was hoping I could just get around that. And finally, right? It's kind of like, okay, you no longer can keep your head in the sand. It's time to pull your head up out of the sand, look at reality, and allow yourself to say, okay, what's the truth? Who do I want to work with? What do I want to accomplish? What do I want to experience? Allowing yourself to recognize that if I want something different, I have to take steps and go in a different direction. I have to show up differently. I have to show up for myself before I can expect others to show up for me. I feel like this is, wow, out of all the readings that I've done so far, Libra, I feel like you're really coming to terms with it all. You're really almost like seeing people and situations, your life, for what it really and truly is, and allowing yourself to not convince yourself, almost be delusional anymore. It's kind of like we all can wear those rose-colored glasses only so long, right? And then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I got to take those off. I got to face reality here. Allowing yourself to do that, because when you do, you get a totally fresh start in January. You start the new year off with almost like inspired action towards what it is that you really and truly want to bring into this world. The Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. Your truth. You're literally living your life totally different come January. Because you're seeing the truth of what's not working. This could be almost like an epiphany. Pluto is going direct. Actually, today, the day that this is going live, this reading is going live, allowing yourself to recognize Pluto is going direct now. It's going direct in your fifth house of passion and pleasure. You're kind of understanding, I'm under the house fixing the foundation all the time. I don't want to fix the foundation all the time. Maybe it's time to even pull up roots and go somewhere else. Find something that is more stable for you. Are you trying to fix something in your life that just is not going to be fixable? Facing the facts and allowing yourself to go forward. Allowing yourself to recognize that you have more control, you have more power to create the reality that you desire, your heart desires, when you allow yourself to take off the rose-colored glasses and reassess what it is that you really want and what's holding you back. And it's not about blame. It's not about finger pointing here at all. It's just about reality. It's about discovering the truth and then taking action on it. Wow, powerful reading here, Libra. All right, let's pull a soul truth card for you for some final advice. I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. So yes, do I know all my strengths and am I using them? You know, when we have our rose-colored glasses on, we also are not allowing ourselves to even see the strength that we have, the solid foundation that we are within ourselves when we allow ourselves to go deep and see who we really are. Right? It's almost this energy where maybe you're coming to the end of a difficult time, right? This is definitely the end of a difficult time. Maybe the end of 10 years of disappointment. But it's also about recognizing that it's over and allowing yourself to say, okay, that's over. What do I want for myself as I move forward? There could be some more endings that you're choosing to have, right? Because you're understanding, wow, this person, this situation is not creating a solid foundation for me. This could be people that have hurt you in the past or that you fear will hurt you in the future. You're kind of like understanding, why am I keeping people or situations in my life that I fear that they may end things, right? Instead, I'm empowering myself and I'm making choices based on what I desire in the future, not out of fear, but out of love for myself, out of love and empowering myself to creating the solid foundation that I want for myself. For some of you, this could be like leaving a job that you're never sure, like, am I going to have this job for long, right? It could be a toxic environment. It could be a corporation that just lays people off, overnight, right? No warning. It could be a boss that you just feel like you never can trust. These are people in situations where you feel like you can't really trust them. They may have even hurt you in the past, betrayed you in the past, but you're still allowing yourself to keep them in your foundation. But they're also the people or the situations that can bring down your house. Allowing yourself to say, no. Maybe this means you're starting your own business or you're going to another company that you feel maybe they don't pay as much, but I'll have more stability there. I'll have a sense of fulfillment. This could be a health issue, right? Where you just kind of like keep placating it instead of really allowing yourself to look at it head on. It could be a financial situation, right? Where you, I don't know, like, what is it? Steal from Peter to pay Paul, right? You're constantly shuffling money or whatever in order to feel like, okay, things are okay. This is the energy of, nope, I want a solid financial foundation for myself. What does that look like? Perhaps hiring somebody that can help you to look at that. This is really kind of like, yes, what do I really want? And what What actions do I need to take in order to build that solid foundation? And really allowing yourself to use your strengths in order to create that foundation. Allowing yourself to look at what are my strengths? What can I count on with myself in creating that strong foundation? And if it's something where you can't do it yourself, allowing yourself to hire somebody that you can trust to help you to build that strong foundation, whether that's a coach of some sort or a financial advisor, a health coach, a nutritional coach, an exercise coach, a spiritual coach. It's kind of like, yes, I'm no longer allowing myself to just skid by. I'm allowing myself to do the hard work. Wow, powerful. Libra, this is such a powerful reading. I'm so excited for you because the truth is, you are going towards what your heart truly desires. I think you desire to have, your fifth house is about romance, children, family, friends, deep connections, not just shallow acquaintances. This is what you're looking for. And I think you're understanding, if that's what I want, then I have to make some changes within my own life in order to go towards that. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Okay, Libra, thank you so much for all your support. I really do appreciate all your likes and comments and subscriptions, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.